Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I bring you yet another cardigan, but this time it's of a Suzette stitch pattern. For the Suzette stitch pattern, all you have to know is how to make a single crochet and a double crochet. You will need to take your shoulder to shoulder measurements as well as measurements along the widest part of your arm for the sleeves. This is going to be a very brief tutorial, and in case of any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section. For today's tutorial, I used Winter King yarn. I also had a measuring tape to get my measurements done, a yarn needle, and a pair of scissors. So this pattern is broken down in 4 sections because the cardigan has 2 front panels, 1 back panel, 2 sleeves, and the ribbing. For this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make 1 front panel, and you will use this to make the remaining front panel, the back panel, as well as the sleeves. So all you have to do to start off is you're going to get your shoulder to shoulder measurements. Your shoulder to shoulder measurements will help you get the back panel measurements. And then for the front panel, all you have to do is get the back panel measurements. You will subtract 5. I leave 5 for the neck, and then you divide the remainder into 2. So for my tutorial, the back panel had 71. I chained 71. I subtracted 5, remaining with 66. So my front panel, each will be 33. I'll chain 33. So let's start off by making our chain of 33. It should also be noted that I'm working a Suzette stitch for this cardigan, and a Suzette stitch requires you to chain odd numbers. That's why my back panel is 71 and my front panels are 33 each. It has to be an odd number for this pattern to work. So when you're done with your chain, you can count down the stitches just to make sure it's an odd number. And after you're done with that, you're going to start off by making a single crochet in the second chain of the hook and a double crochet in the same stitch. So you first make a single crochet, then you make a double crochet in the same stitch. Then you're going to skip a chain and work in the next chain. You make a single crochet, and the double crochet in the same stitch. Skip a chain, work in the next chain, single crochet, double crochet in the same stitch. Skip a chain, work in the next one, single crochet, double crochet in the same stitch. So you're going to do this until we come to the end of the chain. We are now approaching the end of our chain. We'll skip a stitch, work in that stitch, single crochet and double crochet, and then you will be remaining with one stitch. So in that stitch you're going to make a single crochet, and then you chain one and turn your work. So now it's time for us to work on row 2. This is how your row 1 should be looking like. For row 2, we are going to repeat the same pattern, but we are going to start with you working from that space. You will make a single crochet and a double crochet in that space. And you're supposed to skip one and work in the next. So if you turn your work, you realize that when you skip one, that space, that's where you're going to be inserting your stitches. So you'd make a single crochet and a double crochet in that stitch, in that space. So basically all you have to be doing now is work within that space as you go down the row. Single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. You're now coming to the end of our second row. You're going to work the last single crochet in that stitch. In the last stitch, you make a single crochet. You chain one and then turn your work. So basically now all that you're going to be doing is repeat row 2 until you reach the length that you desire for your cardigan. After a few rows, this is how your pattern is coming up. You continue making a single crochet and a double crochet in the same stitch, skip a stitch, work a single crochet and a double crochet in the next stitch. So basically this is an easy pattern, an easy design. All you have to do is repeat row 2 for as long as you want the length of your cardigan to be. And there we are. My one front panel is complete. So all you have to do is repeat this to make the front panels, the back panel, and the sleeves. This is how it looks when I put my front panels onto the back panel. As you can notice, there was some space in between. That's the space which I left for the neck. Now let's work on the ribbing. For my ribbing, I used the smallest hook size, and then I made a chain of 11. After making my 11 stitches, I made a single crochet in the second chain of the hook and made single crochets in every stitch on the chain. So for your row 1, you will have 10 single crochets on the first row, and then you will chain 1 and turn your work. So for row 2, we are going to be working in the back loop of the stitches. This will give our work a ribbed look. So we shall work from the back loops only and make single crochets down the row. We are now done with row 2. You will chain 1 and turn your work for row 3 and work in the back loops only. So you're going to repeat row 2 for as long as you want your ribbing to be. At the end of each row, you'll be chaining 1, turning your work, and working single crochets in the back loop only. Just to make sure that you're still on track, you can keep counting your stitches to make sure that you have 10 single crochets on each row. This will help your ribbing to be even. So here I'm just placing my ribbing on my cardigan as I prepare to sew everything together. So we are going to start by connecting the front panels to the back panels. As you can see here, I'm placing my front panels against the back panel, starting from the corners and securing it with a different color thread. For this you can use a stitch marker, but for me I don't have one, so I decided to use a different color thread. And after it's firmly secured, you can start sewing your two pieces together. This is a visual representation of how you're going to place your pieces, and all you have to do is sew along the red lines. And this is how it's going to look when you fold your cardigan over and you continue stitching along the red lines. For the wrist ribbing, we are going to first sew it together before we can attach it to the sleeve. This can be done in different ways. You can use a needle, a yarn needle, where you simply sew the two pieces together, or you can use your crochet hook and slip stitch all through, or use single crochet. Whichever method is convenient for you, that's what you're going to use. As you can see, our wristband is significantly smaller than our sleeve. So when you're joining the two together, you're going to make some gathers and cinch it in so that it appears cinched. So this is how your wrist will turn out. Now all you left to do is add the front ribbing. And this is how our cardigan turned out. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope this tutorial was helpful. In case of any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section and I will be glad to respond.